Originally, the home was built by a local dentist, Dr. Lee, in 1827. At that time, he built it in the federal style. It was only a story and a half. 5 years later, he had some financial problems, and he sold the land and the home to a recently widowed lady. Her name was Mrs. Crawford. Mrs. Crawford then changed his home in the 1840s, we think, around 1841, into this magnificent Creek Revival style home. What brought me here is basically interest of the area. I had owned land here in Lancaster for a long time, for about 20 years. And when I was here in 1998, there was an article in the local paper, in the Lancaster News, about this home called Kilburnie, which was ready to be demolished. People were going to be removing it because then, they were going to be putting an Eckerd store in its place. And I took a look at the building out of curiosity, and I liked it. Even cosmetically, it was a nightmare. And I called my partner, John Craig, in New York City, and we discussed it over the phone, and I never went back to New York City, and here we are. What was so interesting about this building is, while it was an architectural and a beauty, but yet a cosmetic nightmare, it had some details on the inside which were just fascinating. Here was this incredible, elaborate crown molding in the parlor. While it was in a very bad condition, it was just absolutely stunning. But it was too far gone for it to be saved. I was very lucky to find a local artist. His name is Jim Shore, who was able to replicate the ceiling exactly for what it once had been. And now if you look up at the ceiling, it's just absolutely amazing. And people who are coming into this home always just are stunned by the beauties of these crown moldings. The perfection of the architecture is really what captured my imagination. But what really is captured my imagination about Kilburnie, it has become home for so many people over the last 4 years. I have a lot of returning guests who just fall in love with this place simply because it has personality. When people come to Kilburnie, there is this instant sense of being at home, and that's what we're really trying to create in the interiors and in all the rooms. It is comfort, it's instant comfort, and people can choose to be private, and people can choose to socialize with the innkeeper if they'd like, or with other guests if they'd like. But it's an immediate sense. We have decorated the home in such a way that it is not about my personality, or it's not about the innkeeper's personality. No, it is decorated to draw in the guests to make themselves at home. And what I have done here with the breakfast, and I have a lot of fun with it actually, is just trying to find out, what do people really want? What is comfort food? And so I have come up with some dishes which, are somewhat my own, but also somewhat stolen from other recipes. And one of the favorite dishes everybody is always asking for is the southern pecan peaches. It's something I developed over a period of time. And it has become a standard, almost like a standard appetizer here for breakfast. The crowns are really interesting because originally this was farmland. And so once we knew that Kilburnie was going to be placed here, we were able to design the crowns to accommodate not just the building itself, but also plan for events. Like we have the south lawn outside the building, which is designed specifically for weddings and special events. It's like an indoor room. We have woodlands behind us with a nature trail. The nature trail is almost a mile long. It's very rough nature, but yet the paths are outlined. It's a great way for people to get in touch with nature. What is amazing about the crowns at Kilburnie is that the crowns are a part of a 350-acre farm, which dates back all the way to 1772. So it's pure in its history as well. This home is all about comfort, it's all about hospitality, it's about relaxing, it is just about being home.